Hello and welcome again to Steve's Long Stay Workshop, where sets going to be looked at when they've been looked at elsewhere and have come off the worse for wear. I think this has. Can you see the problem? Can you see it? The dial? Yeah, it's crooked. The dial is crooked, but the that's torn, okay, so that's something. But this set has been looked at before. When a set has been looked at before, like any vintage radio, be on your guard. Well and truly on your guard. What I'm going to do here. This set, by the way, is a Murphy something or other. I'm not sure which. I'll tell you at some point, I'm sure, but at the moment I'm not going to, because I don't know. And I will look for a circuit presently. But first of all, let's have the back off, and we'll see what they say is wrong with it, what it says is wrong with it, what I say is wrong with it, whatever's wrong with it. So this screws the back on. Well, also with this, I noticed the cable I think has been changed. Now, a changed cable isn't necessarily a problem, depends how it's been fitted. But you know, I shall hold my water on that for now and see what it says and what I say when the back comes off. By the way, we're now here in Bolton on complete lockdown, so if you're expecting a visit from me soon, I'm afraid it ain't going to happen. So you know, there you go. Not my fault. I have the virus, but you know, one does of course have to go along with the rules, don't you? And so I will. So I'm stopping this for now and just fixing radio. So there'll probably be a lot of interesting ones on the channel at one point or another, or another, or another. I don't know. We'll have to see. That's why. Everything was good screwed in those days, wasn't it? Right, okay, let's try this one. Let's try this one and see what happens. Right, well, with the setup part and the back off and the that control shifted, actually the similar controls actually were used on the Philco sets. One in particular had the American back with the plug-on style that is used over there quite a bit. So with the back off, you can't plug this thing in. What you do there, by the way, is you get what's called a cheater cord, but that's another story for another day. This set inside, I can tell straight away that it's had 2, possibly 3 valve changes. I know this because Mazda valves were used in Murphy sets. That's Mazda still. That I think is Mazda. Yeah, that isn't. Directly flat isn't. And that I don't know about either, quite frankly. The Y410. The Mazda equivalent. I don't know, but yeah. It's quite an interesting little set, despite its little problem seeing straight. And well, there's a fuse here, which I shall go across and see. That's okay. Yeah. And so now, this could be a very simple repair actually, electronically. I don't know yet, but we'll find out soon enough. So 20 kilometre, switched on at the front, there we are, and see what we get. Nothing. It is on there, isn't it? Nothing. Up one. Still nothing. This could be for 2 or 3 reasons. Could be the cable, could be the on-off switch, It could be this, of course, the dropper resistor. This is an AC/DC set, remember, or it could be a valve. We don't know yet. But I bet you, if I plug it in now, we'll know for sure, because I bet you, if it comes on, then it comes on, but I expect it wouldn't here. But me being completely mad around the twist, I'm going to try it. Oh, by the way, you might notice with this, by the way, for our younger listeners, which I hope there are a few, black, red and green rather than blue, brown and green and yellow. These are the old colourings for mains plugs. So black, neutral was black, was blue now. In those days it was black, so neutral goes to black. Rather, this is interesting with one hand, by the way, but we'll do our best. But I don't expect this to work. It might surprise me, I don't know. But looking at that, that's obviously had some heat down it. So yeah, if it's not, by the way, then I'll do the old thing of finding out the valves that are in it, pick up the voltages and work out voltage it should be, and of course we could use a capacitive dropper, or in this case I might possibly do a diode dropper, just so how that's done. I don't know yet. We'll see on that one. But these are quite good little sets, as little sets go. This was the Murphy equivalent of the Bush DAC 90A, which people rave about for reasons which I'm not entirely sure about, but there you go. They do. That's not in there, is it? Oh, never mind. If you had two ones, it'd be easy. But some of us have only got one. What's that? Here on the soundtrack, but there's a copper somewhere about with his horn blaring away. So hope he's not coming for me. Might be. I don't know. Stranger things happened at sea and on land. Okay, that's one. This is Earth. Come in the middle. Green in green. That's right. And red and brown, of course, is live. Okay, so yeah, actually, for a set of this era to be to have a 3-pin is interesting, because generally they didn't. Even the Earth might be cut back in there, like I did on the His Master's Voice, some lost video, but. Like one of my dear old tutors, Chazzy Miller, I'm not scared of putting mains up stuff. I'm not. There's too much safety in the world now. Got to have some danger. Got to do something serious at some time, haven't we? Right, so oh wow. by the way, with these Murphy sets, by the way, the blue chassis, by the way, is not a good place, as we saw there, to connect the multimeter earth. Just prove my point. Whether that is it playing, I don't know. Sounds like gold to me, but I don't know. You see, on these chassis, the chassis is painted blue, and sometimes it doesn't conduct all that well. So I'll put that on there. That goes onto there. Working there, but sometimes it doesn't. So if possible, find something better to work it out.
So when they approach the ship, then yeah, so when they arrive on 4 winches and windlass have no power, one's actually strolling on board.
At least from purposes. But it would be great if you could explain even that. Joseph Shaw, chairman of the Latin Mass Society. So what does this tell us about the current state of affairs?
Well, it works. That doesn't mean, by the way, that does not mean that the set is okay to go back into service. It does not. Not just because of the dial, which we'll be looking at, but there are things which you have to do on these sets to get them ready for it. You know, make sure it's safe for one thing. So that's what we're going to do with this set now. So knobs off. Test out a cabinet, that's straightened, and have a look and see what we can find. Play with this not a lot, because these are very good sets. If you've got one knocking about, they're very good set to have by the bedside or in the kitchen, you know, especially if you listen to Radio 4, because unlike lots of sets, this one didn't actually pick up any noise, because it's on long wave here, so it's obviously not doing rather well for itself that way. Almost.
Yeah. And what about this question of the interview possibly having been edited, and a suggestion is edited by the Vatican to keep those comments out of the public eye originally?
Well, this is a bit of a whodunit, isn't it? A Vatican whodunit.
Another one.
Now with this one, actually, if you look inside the chassis, underneath the chassis, I'll get it out a bit to show you properly. This set, like transistor sets in particular, it has an antenna underneath there. I'll just see if I can show it to you on camera. Right underneath there. I'll show you when it comes out, but I will also go and get the manual, the circuit for this as well. It's a U198 F, I think, or something along those lines. So I shall get it and come back to you probably tomorrow night, but pretty sharpish anyway. Well, this one looks straight away it's going to be a rather good goer. Well, I don't know if you can see the meter or not here, but certainly the power supply side, there's a resistor here which is within tolerance just about, so that can go back in. Capacitor 26, of course, that's the tone correction cap. That's gone. We don't need that these days, although if we need it I will put it back in. Under the chassis, of course, there's 1 2 more to sort out as well, so I'll get on with those right now and see what happens when the thing is once again ready to go. Again though, one capacitor of the resistor changed, and then immediately then check the unit. One component check, one component check. I can't stress this enough. You must do it that way. Anyone can make a mistake. How I have, and you know. the tape sound are our friends, I know, but at the same time, being our friends, they cause us inconvenience. A bit like real friends, you know. Right, one component change. Let's see how much noise we get out of it now. By the way, with any radio of this kind also, other thoughts can appear as you're working, so be ready for that as well. Sounds alright to me, and I hope it sounds alright to you. So there we go, under the chassis, and have a little capacity change in the session. This one I think actually will probably need very little doing to it, but we'll see on that. As we go along, things change, and not always for the better. Changed a few caps in this, and as you can hear, it's now working a bit better than before. The distortion, if there was any, is gone.
And on that right hand
Always check that capacitor without fail.
he's got some room from there and he's got to get his head up and get back into the game and affect the
So that sounds fine to me. Also, by the way, the AGC cap on these, by the way, take it out and leave it out. Two things will happen. One, the set will go soft, and you won't be able to hear it properly, or other times you will get a lot of whistling on the transmission. So always put that one back in. Doesn't have to be the exact value, but you know, about the same area, 0.047, 0.01, something like that. That'll be fine. So with that out of the way now, I'll just put that gently out of the way. Somewhere. We now have to look at the cabinet and find out why it looked drunk. And it looked drunk because the inside the cabinet here, the dial is meant to be glued in, and it's not. And so for that reason, we've got a very simple repair here, which is simply a case of gluing it back down, which I'm doing the right way up. Now, with these dials, there are two things which come to mind. First of all, clean them up. Don't put them in water and let them go down all that way. Don't do it. The reason why I don't do that, by the way, is that with these dials, the glass that they're mounted on, drawn on, the painted on one side, and it washes off quite easily. And so you do that, and before you know it, all the printing on the dial has gone down the plug hole, never to be seen again. If you're lucky, you can get another radio with the same dial, or what many people do in this situation actually is get another piece of glass and make up another dial for it. Both are accurate, and a radio without the dial complete on the front does look bad, so you know, there's important from that point of view. So as possible, you do not do that with the radio dial. You just don't. You know, there's no ifs and buts. You just don't. Not a good idea. So get your Gorilla Glue. Yep. Open it. Buy the glue always so always so troublesome to open, and put a little bit of glue a little bit of glue where you hope the thing will not be visible at the front. Yeah, because that will look bad. Yeah. So just a drop, nothing more. Glue gun is wonderful stuff, but it does have a few problems. Number of times I've thrown glue away because the top has got stuck in. It's nobody's business. This is looking like it now actually, so I might nip out and get some glue. I've tried to clear at the top. That's something else. But never do muck about with radio dials unless you really have to, because when a radio dial is knackered, there's not really a lot you can do. Like I said, a radio dial that's not right, it does tend to ruin the look of the radio. So that's something else which you need to think about. Okay? It's now in place, the dial, and I'll put the light behind it so you can see that it's actually stable and correct. So I'll leave that to dry, then we'll come back and put the radio together and give it a clean, and all will be well and good in Murphy World. A day later, and we're in here with the dial straight on the front. If we can have a look. There we are, that's the dial straight on the front, and correct. I'll put the light on so you can see. By the way, I did put it in the wrong way around yesterday, but quickly corrected it off camera. But there you go, that's right. So now we put the radio back together again, which should be quite easy with this because it doesn't have any screws at the bottom of the cabinet out of the way. So really, what we need to do is just put it in, and all should be well. Should be well. There's a difference, I mean, all should be well in this country, but it bloody isn't. Right, there we go. It's in, I think. Well, it's in part way anyway. Not easy with one hand, but we do our best because we're British and that's what we do, isn't it? Right, there you go. Right, we're in. Right, so now with them in like that now, we just put the screws in the back, like so. If we get the right screws, put the right screws in the back. And then of course, with every radio of every kind, a unit apart and a unit together are two different things. So you have to be careful of that when we try the unit again before it goes together as a working radio again, which it should do at some point soon. Anyway. So, find the other screw. Why is it that screws always go missing when you want them? You put them down in one place when you come to find them, and nowhere in sight. Do you have that problem too, by the way? I do. I really do. Yeah. Let's try that one. Not the original, but if it'll do the job, it'll do the job. The screws and the knobs are there okay, so no problem there. So let's put this screw in here and see if it is a suitable diameter to hold it in place. If not, oh well, never mind. We've got to find one somewhere, haven't we? You know, I might moan every so often in these videos, but sometimes a moan is good for the soul, and other times things do need to be said. In this country, like in any country in the world, a government, parliament or whatever, is there to protect its people, yeah? So why, therefore, did our wonderful Conservative government, and yes, I'm being sarcastic there, why did our wonderful Conservative government this week vote against giving children hot meals when they're at home from school? Why did they vote against it? If you know, I'd like to. You see, any civilization, and I use that word very loosely these days, any civilization can be measured by how well it looks after its poor, it's sick, and it's infirm, and it's disabled, which, by the way, does include me. Yeah? That goes without saying, yeah? But we should all look after people who are less fortunate than ourselves, yeah? With that in mind, don't you think that voting against giving children a hot meal, or one hot meal a day, is rather not big enough, is it? How about that one? Too big. Happens that way, doesn't it? Why, therefore, should our government say no to that? Yeah? Yeah, okay, some people are actually against helping other people. They're called Conservatives. That's fair enough. You've got to have these people, haven't you? But at the same time, you've got to think about people other than yourself, surely, yeah? Again, to me at any rate, that goes without saying. But to some of these downtrodden Conservatives, and believe me, they are downtrodden, well, they say they are, you know, it does warrant the question, you know, who are they looking out for? Yeah? Who are they looking out for? Not you. Not me either, you know. Themselves, yeah? Because while they are happy enough with their get the right way around, there we are. While they're happy enough in the mansions, people in this country are starving. Yeah. Old people. At the moment, many of them are stuck in because of COVID. Yeah. What does the government do? It gives them £4 a week extra. Most of that is taken up by the TV licence. Like I said, governments in any country, to me at any rate, are measured only by the people, the people, yeah? The people they have and the people they represent. Yeah, that's simple enough, yeah? I'm afraid this government here doesn't stack up very well. I know it might be getting set better in America soon if Biden gets in, but really, do we really want these sort of people in charge of our country? Do we? Tell you something, I don't. So no.
Well, TCA, that breakfast programme launched, and he also payment. Then it would have been a penalty. Now then they made sure they checked the offence. But the referee had already given it, so therefore it was, and that's why the penalty was given.
Okay, no, okay. So on goes the back. Back. Where's the back? Where's the back? Where's the back? Not sure that's gone as well. Don't see the back's gone as well. Please don't see the back's gone as well. Please don't see that. The back was just here. Which is a poltergeist in here, you know. Oh, there you are. Right. This back, by the way, has that on the back, by the way, the metal thing on the back there. It goes over the output valve and the rectifier and the heat resistor, so it's there to stop certain airs of the radio from making the cabin over the airs. That's something which you know, we need to think about. So now we put the back on, and again we test it, because I'm a great believer in testing all the time with everything, because I don't trust anything or anybody these days. You know, again, people tell me I should trust people. I'm sorry, but I don't. I really don't. You know, anybody in power in this country is corrupt. Now, you might also think that is me being somewhat dramatic, but I don't think it is. You see, absolute power corrupts absolutely. Power corrupts, and absolute power corrupts absolutely. Again, that's a fact whether they like it or not. Absolute power corrupts absolutely. It does. You know, it's just the way it is, and that's, you have to watch these people very, very carefully, because they will do you over as soon as look at you these days. I'll tell you something, I'm better off with radios than people, I'll tell you. At least if a radio gives you belt with electricity, you know, electric shock, then it's something you've done in most cases, but not the radio's fault. But people, I'm sorry, nasty creatures, very, very nasty creatures. Very, very nasty creatures. I mean, the way some people in this country treat animals says it all, doesn't it? Tell you something, better off with radios than people any day of the week. Even if a radio isn't working, you know that you can sort it out with people, and people go bad. Not really what you can do, is there? But as long as people have got their strictly come dancing to watch or whatever, you know. Used to be called Bread and Sexy Principle. Now it's cheap beer and nasty TV programmes. Same principle. Yeah. But really, it's time for us ordinary mortals to get on the streets and start saying this is enough time. This is enough time. We're enough of this crap. And because of it, people don't trust the government. But we need them to do. Because COVID, for example, yeah, I don't doubt for a minute that it's a horrible disease, and I think everyone should stay in. I am. But if people are going to let the government get away with breaking the law there as well, Dominic Cummings, the one recently, you know, and on top of that, why did they not get done for it by the COVID police? Yet we do. One rule for one rule for the other, maybe. I don't know. But sitting in my workshop, looking at all radios, because I better look at most people as well, you know. I often wonder about this country. I really do. Anyway, here we are in working Murphy Radio. They're nice sets, these, actually, you know. They are nice sets. Whether you like it or not, these are very, very nice little sets.
Says, I want to know why.
Sensitive too, by the way.
When he grabs Patrick Bamford by the scruff of the neck
That's medium wave.
Just currently said what the new contractors pay.
That's long wave.
Staff.
So right up the band there too. Coming down here. There you go. So it's a working radio once again. Another one, nicely repaired, nicely finished, and nicely ready to go back into action as a working radio for somebody. So until next week, till next time, bye bye from Steve's workshop, and I'll be with you soon. Bye bye and take care. And keep fixing radios.